Hello everyone. My video camera actually probably sucks on this computer, but I'm doing some question answering, and I have decided to put them in 4 different videos because I'm gonna ramble on a lot. So the first thing I do is I want to, what's your favorite thing to do when you get bored? Well, I have so many things around me right now that I could do, and probably like 10 to 15 things. If I don't find any of them something that I want to do, I either legitimately end up taking a like half-hour nap and reevaluating everything, or I sit here and blankly stare at the television. So that's my favorite thing to do when I'm bored, but most of the time I don't really get bored. SuperNet Japan has given me excuse me, a bunch of 10 questions things. So right now she asked what are your 10 favorite books. So my 10 favorite books are Wicked by Gregory Maguire. This was actually the book that inspired the musical Wicked. However, I liked it as soon as it came out in paperback. I thought it looked interesting because I like The Wizard of Oz. So I picked it up and I read it on the 16-hour train ride to Disney World one year. And I loved it. And I've read it like about 5 or 6 times. Snow Crash by Neal Stephenson. That book was part of a book club, and it was part of like a sci-fi, mystery, horror book club. And I read it, and I found love. Like, there's like this metaverse and all these things, and the you know, what's it called? The protagonist has a like Japanese sword, and his partner is this young girl, and she rides on roller skates and everything, and it's just really cool, and I love the book. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and the entire series of it. I picked this up because so many people were saying, you have to read this book, you have to read this book. So I was like, okay, I'll read this book, and as soon as I was done, I was like, alright, I need to read the rest. So I did, and like, it's just something that I've never actually read before, at least like in my knowledge. So I had to like recommend it to everybody too. The God of Small Things, and this is by Laura Arundhati. I had to read this for a class, and it is about the caste system in India. And that's about as far as I could really give you a description. But it's a wonderful book, and it's well written, and it's great. I Know This Much Is True by Wally Lamb. Now, with this one, he writes about his brother who is a schizophrenic. And it's a very long book, and it's very detailed. But you honestly, like, I couldn't put it down. Because Wally Lamb wrote all kinds of books, and I've read a couple of his others, and he's just an amazing writer. Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. I've read this a couple of times. It's basically about this family that goes through towns and does like the freak shows, because everyone in the family has something freakish about them. And it just turns out that the one child, something happens that inflates his ego, and the whole thing just comes together brilliantly. Good Omens, Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. When I first read this book, I was like, this is awesome. I love it. And then American Gods by Neil Gaiman as well, and Dune by Frank Herbert. I read the first 3. Don't read anything past the first 3 because whatever. Okay, now I'm really gonna be too quick for this last 10 list. My favorite music artists. Right now I'm really into Casting Crayons. It's a religious rock group. Live has always been one of my favorite bands. Tori Amos is my favorite singer. Abney Park is a steampunk band that I got listened to, suggested by some of my friends, and as they said, I would fall in love with it. Metallica, and they've been a favorite of mine for a long time. Korn, again, very long time. Green Day, since middle school, with, you know, the Basket Case song. The Creep Show, which in another post I'm going to make a recommendation for one of their songs. I'm going to show it. Nirvana, I mean, you know, Kurt Cobain killed himself and everything, but it's been one of my favorites. And lastly, Garbage, and Shirley Manson is the hottest thing ever. So this is the first video. I'm really sorry, but we're going to get even more technical in the next one.